look?
Do I say listen?
Yes.
Taylor.
Hey, welcome everybody. It's Look, Listen with Geese and Gaira. Also Taylor. This week, we are discussing why. And this is the title of the video, or something along these lines. Pokemon, please let the rest of the world watch your anime in Japanese.
Yep.
For the love of goodness. That's right, you heard it here first. It's a very unorthodox episode of Look, Listen. Taylor's about to go on a giant 2-week trip. As of the day of this recording, so today we've decided to watch, not that this really matters, but we decided to watch episode 29 in English this time. We're just gonna compare the English and Japanese. We're not gonna make you go through the whole plot again. If you want to do that, you can just, I think, sort our videos on YouTube by most viewed. It's the number one most viewed with the Pokeballs. So just
because of the tension between Oreos and maintenance worker?
No,
Pokeball wizard?
I just think it's because it was about new Pokeballs, and the title I gave it was "The Newly Revealed Pokeballs Do What?" And then everybody went, "I gotta see this! I gotta see what this new Pokeballs do."
Most informative podcast on the internet.
Most informative podcast?
Mm-hmm, yep. I almost said the net, and that made me think of the show Reboot, which is, I hope it gets something more than a cult following because it is so good.
Welcome to the Reboot Minute with Taylor. I promise he's brought up Reboot more than even Taylor's Anime Minute. Yes.
I don't bring it up enough.
You don't bring it up enough. Guys, I'm so sorry. We're going to be all over the place this week. I don't know how long this episode's going to be. There's going to be far less structure than there normally is. We got no Geese Peep, as you might have already noticed. We're recording this so quickly after the last one. There's no new watch and playing. There's no new Poke News of the week. So I guess for Geese Peeps Geese of the Week, we're going to have to hear Taylor's 18-wheeler story. So Taylor, please take it away.
This happened mere moments ago. I pull in. There's one garage entrance. One entrance in the building. Going into the apartment complex.
An apartment complex that you're currently sitting in. I see.
There is an 18-wheeler parked in front of this entrance. I'm behind the 18-wheeler thinking, oh, they're probably going to move. It's an empty 18-wheeler. Like there's a pallet on the back of it, and that'll be fine. Maybe 2 minutes go by, and I say, I wonder if this person's going to move. And then somebody's slowly driving a forklift full of stuff. Gets right behind the 18-wheeler. Oh, yeah. And I don't know if you've noticed how slowly forklifts have to operate, but it is an eternity. And this woman operating this forklift is just staring straight forward. There's cars backed up on either side of this 2-lane road because nobody can move past the 18-wheeler. And this woman just... And I'm sitting there and I start flailing my hands and I'm saying to the other drivers, no, we can't do this. I pull alongside the 18-wheeler. I'm pointing, I'm holding up my hand saying, stop. You guys moved back. I'm going to pull in front of this 18-wheeler because I have to go home. Like, I can't just be stranded in the street for the next 45 minutes while, Madam is getting the forklift going. So eventually, she puts one pallet on, slowly starts backing away. I get the 18-wheeler to back up. Everybody lets me go into the garage. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crowd, but I assume they're still there.
Let's hope they made it out alive. I wish in our language we included a... My name is John. Yeah. Nothing that exciting, but what happened to me yesterday was... God, girls, I'm so sorry. But it is so much more difficult around here these days to walk on a sidewalk. There's things every direction. And I was just trying to get a little bit of dongles, a little coffee, and I tried to walk home, and there was literally nowhere on any of the grass and any of the sidewalk, just tons of people with shopping carts. So I had to walk into the street and walk that way for a little bit, at which point a car started honking furiously at me, at which point I turned around and said, pointing at the giant pile of shopping carts and people, I said, "What do you want me to do? Fly over them?" And he started yelling something, but I had my earbuds in silent or quiet comfort ×2. This time I can't hear anything, noise cancellation. So I don't know what he said, but I said again, I cannot fly. What do you want me to do?
He was probably very aggressively sympathizing with you and talking about the state of the city.
Yeah, well, I don't. Nobody else gets honked at when they're just walking across the street slowly hunched over. I don't know. So that was fun. Yeah, that's our adventures in trying to transport ourselves anywhere. Always blocked at every turn.
Just 4 more years.
4 more. Oh, right. In 4 more years, there won't be any 18-wheelers in Texas. We'll be good. Okay. Are we jumping right into our discussion of English versus Japanese?
Well, I did watch and play and eat a little bit.
Oh.
I had a leftover brisket breakfast taco.
Can we set you up for this, please?
Oh, sure, yes.
Now moving on to Taylor's Watch and Play and Eating of the Week.
I finally took a breather. Don't worry. Things are still pretty normal for breakfast. I had some banana bread. But for second breakfast, I had a brisket breakfast taco that I reheated. And if you're eating a leftover taco, don't worry about it. Leftover burrito, no problem. Use a pan. Don't use a microwave. If you are microwaving anything with that kind of an exterior, stop yourself. Get a pan, nice and crunchy, still so good on the inside. It's fantastic.
Get some help. Hey, don't burn yourself.
Yeah, that's a problem of mine. Did I ever tell you the follow-up to that where somebody I was working with, I had that giant blister on my thumb? And I was putting like burn ointment on it because sometimes the nerves would be like, hey, I wonder what's going on over here. I've been kind of dormant for a while. And they're like, oh, Jesus, fire. Oh, my God. So all of the nerve pain would come back. And this person that I was working with said, oh, you don't know anything about pain. And I was like, yeah, that made me feel better.
Yeah, that'll make you feel better.
Yep. Anyway, brisket breakfast taco, fantastic. Also, if you want to see some surprising Korean cinema.
Oh, no.
We've done so many goofball dramas, so many goofball romantic comedies, and they're very formulaic, but they're very fun, very easy to watch. The characters are silly. It's more appropriate for a soap opera than like Japanese television, but it's just silly. Like their silly faces and everything. It's great.
Silly faces.
But we started watching a show called The Frog. And the first 30 seconds, just everybody go watch. Everybody go watch it. The editing and the sound design and the introduction and the cinematography are so cool.
We're talking about a Netflix program?
Yes.
The Frog.
And they finally decided, wait, everybody in Korea is beautiful. Why don't we cast them? Instead of just somebody saying, oh, we'll say this person's very attractive and everyone's always going to be staring when they walk by, but they just kind of look normal. This one, great cast.
Everybody, apparently, I can't speak. I've never seen it, but if you believe Taylor, go watch The Frog on Netflix, presented by Korea.
Yeah, I mean, at least the first minute.
At least the first minute.
Just watch that intro segment. It is so cool.
You know, Taylor, now that you mention it, I also have eaten since we last spoke.
No way.
It's true. I had a Mediterranean doner wrap falafel, spicy style. Ooh.
Did it have, it's very funny hearing how different places pronounce different things. So in Turkey, that would be what is it? It's döner, I think is how they say it.
Doner? I mean, I always just hear Donner from the Canadians.
I normally hear Doner from
Doner.
Yeah.
But
did it have meat and falafel?
So I had a choice. I have not brought up my fries yet, but let me finish the wrap first. So it was Mediterranean. I got it with falafel, hummus, feta, crispy garbanzos, Kalamata olives, or Kalamata, as Taylor would say, lettuce, cabbage, onion, cucumber, green pepper, tzatziki, za'atar, wrapped in lavash bread, And then for my delicious, oh my God, I'm sorry, my mouth's watering just a little bit.
Lavash is the kind of spongy bread, right?
Yeah. Maybe get a little bit of Zoog and harissa on there. Oh my God, these fries were so good. It's been so long since I've had some spicy Greek fries. I'm really trying to find. Here we go. The delicious fries, the Berliner fries, topped with Berliner red sauce, tzatziki, cabbage, carrot slaw, cucumber, feta, olives, corn, and pepperoncinis. Oh,
the Berliner fries are Greek.
Yeah, and I got a chicken shawarma all over those bad boys.
And
I'm telling you now, like this is a place called Spitz. I always have a difficult time finding delicious Greek Mediterranean food in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The wrap was whatever. I'd never order that again. Very whatever. Though Taylor and I disagree on our Greek food preferences. I'm the biggest Nico fan in the world. He is not crazy about it. He liked that dumb place and where he had his tahini. And I think he worked? No, that was YL's. Wait, is YL still kicking?
I think so.
Oh, how about that? But those fries, guys, let me tell you a story. And normally I'd be telling myself to wrap it up, but I don't know how long we're going to talk about English versus Japanese. So let's all relax and back into our chairs to hear about the old fire fries I used to eat every single week. In what year would that have been? 2013? It was before we moved to Los Angeles. And every week I would walk down to the old Greek restaurant nearby and I'd eat their delicious Greek fire fries. Always so delicious. And I'd pick up a copy of the latest week's Walking Dead. That was fun. I haven't read comic books for Walking Dead in so many years. But
Same.
At that point, it was like, it was the big zeitgeist. Everybody was reading that comic book. And I said, oh. I felt bad, though, because I must have looked to this guy like such a...
like a casual.
Yeah, like a little poser, because I'm embarrassed I even had my own little box where he put the copy in, because everybody else who went to that store had their box with just a giant stack of comic books each week that they would all get. So, I mean, I should have just walked in there and just grabbed it off the shelf each week, to be honest, and not, not insulted the comic book man by even.
I'm sure he was excited to see a fresh face.
A fresh face at the comic book store. Maybe so.
Because, I mean, imagine how often you get a new customer. A new consistent customer at a comic book store.
Where he's making a profit of 30 cents or whatever.
Retirement money.
What do you think the cut is? What is his profit on selling one copy of Walking Dead?
Oh.
Because how much did the comic book cost? A few dollars?
How much? Oh, boy. I wonder what their system is, because he could be just a distributor of them. I don't know how a bookstore would work, though. Like if you have a deal or if you have a deal with a publisher, if you buy them and then sell them, how it actually works. Maybe he just takes a cut of the total profit.
You couldn't make money as a business unless you had a good deal buying these in bulk. So
right. So I'm assuming he would make, let's say he made like $4. How much was it, actually?
He didn't make $4. God, that's going to be a tough thing to Google. How much was a comic book of Walking Dead? Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe $4, $5, maybe.
Okay, so he probably made $2.
You think? Maybe. Let's hope.
Yeah, that's me being very optimistic.
Let's hope the boy made $2 on the little comic book. I don't know. But yeah, it's been that long. So over 10 years since I've had really, really good spicy Greek French fries. And this place, they knocked it out of the park. So I got to recommend the Berliner fries from Spitz, or ideally a much better Greek food place that is near you.
Well, it's because it's so inconsistent in Los Angeles. Maybe a chain is the way to go.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree. It's so funny thinking about things like how much I just love Raising Cane's and Portillo's. Just these regional fast food chains that happen to open up locations over here, or one location. In the case of Portillo's, they should open more. It's very, very good. Because, believe me, I've tried other places that have tried to sell an Italian beef. No. Terrible. It's terrible.
Portillo's is just so good. I wish it was more convenient.
What a restaurant. You kidding me? All right, Taylor, is there anything more to discuss before we move on to talk? I mean, look. You want me to look at Cerebi? Because he's just saying, oh, Dynamax is coming, believe it or not.
Yeah. They did those makeup Necrozma raids for everybody. How many makeups did you do?
Well, I didn't get raids. They just gave me the free little...
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, there was like 3. The Celesteela, Buzzwole.
Oh, did you do a lot of remote raids?
Wait, what? Pardon me? Excuse me?
Because I think they were only doing it for remote raids, because I only got 1 Necrozma.
I didn't get a Necrozma. I got 1 Celesteela, 1 Buzzwole, and maybe 1 other one that I'm forgetting.
Oh, sick.
Very sick. What am I looking at? Oh, just Cerebi. He's just confirming all the Dynamax stuff. Like, oh, look, go big. It's been announced. September 10th through 15th. Adds Dynamax to go. Oh, look, it's all your favorite Galar starters. I like how I'm saying look, and my phone's completely nowhere near that.
Are you excited about the new season?
Sure. I mean, whatever. I'm just here for the shinies, guys. I'm just here for the shinies. While I was sleeping, apparently, I don't know if it was related to Gamescom or what, did you see all the news that was announced?
About?
Everything. There's a big Nintendo conference. They announced the new Castlevania collection coming out, the Dominus collection.
I did not know any of this.
It's all the DS games ported to PS5.
Oh, so sick.
Platinum trophies, rewind features, quick saves. You can, if you want to play it on Switch, you can still do the touchscreen stuff. Otherwise, they fixed that because Dawn of Sorrow had a lot of touchscreen stuff. They changed when you beat a boss in Dawn of Sorrow, you'd have to trace out an image to seal it on the DS button screen.
Yeah.
But they changed that to just a button, like a quick time event you can do. Or if you're playing on Switch or maybe a Steam Deck would work. Steam Decks are touchscreen, right?
Yeah.
So you could use your finger on there. That'd be cool if you could do that with the PlayStation Portal, too, because that's a touchscreen.
I have not picked up my Steam Deck since they released the OLED edition.
Nice.
I am so bitter about that.
I would be too, girls. Because not only is it a way better screen, looks way better in every way, it even runs games better.
And I got the Turbo Max edition of the first one, and I'm just sitting there staring at it thinking, you were $600.
Hey, I wanted that real bad, but I didn't have any money, so... Great for me. Although every time I touch a Steam Deck or look at it, I go, "Ugh, it's so big and clunky." So
it does not feel like a Switch at all. It feels very clunky. Yeah. It's cool when you're using it, and it feels like there's a whole lot of function and a lot of comfort in it, but it does not feel portable.
I'm not looking. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get one, but. Also, they announced there's a bunch of stuff coming to Balatro, which if you haven't been playing Balatro, Taylor, you must. It's incredible. I put so many hours in that game. Super cheap. It's getting Vampire Survivors DLC added, so there's like a combination too. Oh my god. As time of this recording, Vampire Survivors coming to PlayStation in 2 days. Oh god, you're going to lose it.
So sick. Just in time for me to go to Los Angeles.
Oh my god, it's got 2-player. We can play co-op on the big screen.
On the big screen. I wish that's how advertisements still happened. See it on the big screen.
I do love a big screen. I mean, come on now. Okay, Taylor, are we ready to talk about the Pokemon?
We sure are. I actually took a surprising amount of notes on this episode.
Oh yeah? I took a quarter of the notes. That's all I have. See this?
I took, so this is last week's episode. This week's episode is at least 1.5 times that.
That's insane.
Yep.
I need to buy a new notes notebook. I only have 2 episodes left worth of space in here.
Ooh.
Look at all this. Do you see all these notes? Do you see all these notes?
You're actually really efficient with your notes too.
Mm-hmm.
The hieroglyphics.
One day, ancient Chips and scholars will figure it out, I guess.
I would laugh so hard if the only thing that made it from humanity was a whole bunch of records in shorthand.
Yeah.
Just all these weird specific symbols.
My God. I hope we survive. Do you know how excited I am? I'd have to look up the date again. I don't recall if we will be alive. But at some point, Nickelodeon did a time capsule.
Oh.
I want to be alive when they open it, because I think they're opening it. Are we going to be alive in the 20? Yeah, we'll be alive in the
2030s, right?
2060s.
2060s? Not me. I won't be alive.
Oh, you'll be fine. 80? You can make it to a spry 80, huh?
Breaking family records.
Wait, what's your record?
So the oldest in my family tree is 81. Second place is 71.
Woo! Good news for you girls. Scientific advancements. Are you kidding me? Singularity. We got you. We got you to 85.
Yeah, put my brain on a computer. I'll take it. Just don't put it on a regular edition Steam Deck, and I'll be happy.
Got him. Okay. We watched, like I said, again, doesn't matter too much. Episode 29, Orla and the Pokeball Smith again. Right off the bat, did you see how dramatic and serious the now presenting a Netflix series? That font.
It's so funny because they do that, and then the rest of the time, it's just playing fun little music and clearly a show directed towards children.
I almost feel bad watching it because the soundtrack is 100% preschool Nick Jr., what you put on for the toddlers.
I took notes like 4 separate times, maybe 4 separate times saying the music hasn't stopped. The music hasn't stopped. Why hasn't the music stopped? Not a second of silence. There's like a switch when they're going to see what Fritos and Grandpa are doing on the boat, and it just starts again. And it's just like you can't have a second of silence.
I wonder. So in Japanese, are we constantly having? We just have way more sound design, right? We have way more sound effects happening.
The sound quality is like, these are for 2 very different audiences, which is normal in anime, right? Like in Japan, it's for everybody. In the US, it's for kids, or the people who are familiar with Pokemon would think it's for kids. We're growing out of that. Just as a culture, but I think a lot of the people who grew up on Pokemon would still say, "Oh, cartoons for children."
Yeah, the soundtrack is 100% cartoon kids, and I'm just staring at the lip flaps, going, "Oh my God!"
little Harry Potter music in the background.
I can't get anything out of this, and I'm sorry I have to bring this up again, but my God, Liko's voice actor. I'm sure she is a fine, nice woman that lives in Los Angeles or Austin, but she is also not a child. She is a woman. Yeah. I picture her in the voice booth every time she opens her mouth with her tea or her Starbucks.
My first note was, welcome everybody to the recording booth. I'm glad to see we're all the exact same age. Let's voice our wildly differently aged characters.
Yeah, we're all late 30s, 40s here, so nobody... Orla may even be 50, I don't know, but...
I'm a little kid. Now I'm a little adult. It's very silly.
Roy was okay. I don't mind Roy too much, to be honest. But Liko...
He needs to stop smoking, but yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, this is... Now, hey, can we give credit where credit is due? I think... And again,
I hope you say Fritos.
I don't want to attack... Well, we'll bring up Fritos later. I don't want to attack any of these actors because I'm sure they do a great job. They were cast. I mean, they...
Oh, yeah.
I think Liko was miscast because that's just a grown woman in a booth. But Molly, I think, is a good voice actor for this role. I think Molly did great. Since you want to jump into Fritos, I will say there's a scene with Fritos. Fritos sounds completely different. There's a scene with Fritos in this episode where he's sitting at the table with the kids and Pokeball Smith and Oreos. And I told Geese this. I said, he actually sounds like an authority figure that the children would listen to.
Yeah.
Not just weird man that went into Dot's house in the middle of the night.
His voice is really good, very appropriate, as is Molly's. I took that note as well. The problem is that you can tell. I don't think they recorded this saying, hey, we're localizing it. Why don't you watch the episode while you record? They were just handed a script and said, what show is this for? What's it rated? Oh, it's Y7. It's Pokemon. Time to put on my I'm reading a book to little children voice.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree a lot of the line reading.
And I really wish they would stop having everything sound like ADR, even I mean, it is, but in Japanese, I feel like they just care so much more. They take the time to move away from the microphone and give a sense of space. They're silly with like Magby in the English version just sounded like a person. Just sounded like somebody going, ugh, Magby.
Magby. Yeah, in Japanese, he sounded like a, well, we made a joke because he's booby, but he still sounded like a Pokemon. Do we want to talk about this now or later? How horrific poor baby Fuecoco. What are they doing to my boy?
Oh, boy.
Coco is the reason I know so many people who refuse to watch Horizons because of how bad Fuecoco's voice is. And he's supposed to be the heart of this show, the littlest baby boy.
I just wonder if the voice actor has seen Fuecoco in the Japanese show. Maybe they're just sitting there thinking, I need to do something different.
If you're watching English, I bet you can't wait for that boy to evolve because maybe he'll have a better voice.
Yeah, there's always a chance. It can't get any worse.
It can't get any worse. Oh, my God.
Grandma's voice is bad. Murdoch's voice is so bad. Sounds younger than most of the children.
Yeah, I would agree. He probably is probably just got into college. Probably, yeah.
Yeah. It's rough. And the bad thing is, I can see how much that I keep saying the bad thing is.
There's a lot of bad things that is.
This show must be so off-putting to anybody who's over the age of I don't even know if 12-year-olds would watch this. I was trying to think, would 12-year-old me watch this? Probably not.
There's a lot of people that watch all the terrible dubs. I'm sorry if you like the dubs.
I mean, I'm very much a fan of dubs. I think the big ocean between US voice acting and Japanese voice acting is much smaller than it once was. Like, it's not the mid-90s anymore. We've had really good voice acting for a while, but now it just seems so produced, and you can always picture how close to a microphone the voice actor is.
I don't need that. I honestly do not care how they market this English version. I guess it'd be good if it was better. Pokemon Concierge was incredible in English.
Exactly.
I just need them to license out the Japanese version. Let us watch it legally. Why not? Who are you protecting? There's so much money to be made. Honestly, make your own service and charge for it. I don't know.
Put it on Crunchy. Is it on Crunchyroll? Do you know?
No, you cannot watch the Japanese version.
Wow.
Unless you're in Japan.
That's very silly.
I don't understand it at all. And I know there's rights issues with the music, but guys, the music is so goofy in English just the whole time. The vibes are completely off every single scene.
It's wild. I didn't expect it to be this different, but it really does feel like a different show. Because normally, like with Cowboy Bebop, for instance, if you're watching it, the English dub is terrific. That is a very good English dub. It is a very good Japanese dub as well. It has a similar vibe. You can tell when they were localizing it, every actor was like, okay, I'm going to watch this. I need to see what the tone is. I need to see what my character seems like. I need to see what this is going on or what's going on here. In this, it just seems like another job. It seems like they were emailed a script, they recorded it in their house, and then they moved on to whatever next script was emailed to.
Correct. They don't care about this at all. Sorry to the actors. But even if they did care, I don't know what maybe the direction would say, you can calm down. We don't need all that. It's just Pokemon. But yes, Cowboy Bebop is an incredible dub. And that's having said that, having seen the series recently and when it was first on Cartoon Network or Toonami. Was it Adult Swim? No, it was regular Toonami, right?
It was Toonami, yeah.
Yeah, incredible dub. Absolutely fantastic. I'm glad Geese Peep didn't watch this, she would have been devastated by the Rotom voice. The Rotom voice is so bad. You're supposed to be a fun Rotom, and you're just, hey, I'm Rotom.
It was a choice. Now, I will say the wheezing did a good job. Also, the music when the wheezing were all gathering around the smokestack was the only part of the one song that was playing the entire episode that I liked.
Oh, I guess for a second, just to break in the middle, if any of you don't remember, the plot of this episode is it's in the middle where they went to go look to see, oh, my ancient Pokeball with Rayquaza. Let's see if anybody knows anything about it. It got stolen. They got it back. Then they go to this Pokeball factory, and they meet this Pokeball Smith, and oh my goodness, it looks like Oreos is going to stay with her, but she doesn't. And the
whole time there's like all this stuff about testing the Pokeballs, but at the beginning of the episode, you hear about Oreos being just constantly overworked, and everybody's saying, "Wow, this is every single day is just nonstop. She has to fix everything."
Do you remember how hard we laughed in Japanese when Roy said, "I broke another hole in the wall"?
Yeah.
In English, it just wasn't funny. I'm sorry. It's just, okay.
I can't see this show being funny. Like, it's too focused on, and then, do you know what the little duck did? The little duck splashed a little too hard. Like, that's what the episode feels like.
Yeah, you're supposed to, at some point in this episode, feel like, oh my goodness, is Oreo's really going to leave the Rising Bolt Tacklers to live with her Pokeball partner here? And Liko saying, oh no. But it just doesn't work in English, unfortunately.
Oh, it doesn't feel even kind. I forgot that was a plot point until she said it, because it just didn't. It seemed like Oreos was just, oh, I'm gonna go. By the way, poor Oreos voice actor. That is not. Yeah, it's a shame. But it seems like she's just collaborating with this girl, and that's it. And she's like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. How about I help you with this, and then I'm gonna leave. The invitation to stay came kind of out of nowhere, and Liko's consternation surrounding that situation was also out of nowhere.
At the very, very end in English, I think they somehow managed to find an okay song to use, because I remember her saying, because they were interrupted. Oreos and Liko were having a conversation about, oh, Oreos, are you happy? You met Fritos in Hoenn and all, and you decided to build the great salami, the brave olivine. But they were interrupted by Roy showing up with a million Galarian wheezing. And then at the very end, they say, Oreo says, now back to what I was saying, to answer your question. I think the music choice they did right then actually worked, and I felt like, oh, it's somehow kind of dramatic now. Okay, all right. Hats off to you.
Her talking about her kind of origin story and what she wanted in life was also, it was well delivered. That seemed like something that was very distinctly geared towards an adult or towards somebody who's not 6, saying, oh, is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah, that speech was okay. Did you during the whole wheezing thing, did you catch how Liko's voice actor said chimney? She said chimney.
Yeah.
Like a picnic basket. That was making me laugh.
There were a couple weird readings. There was something with like closer to the success or something, or and they said closer the success or something like that.
There's not take twos on this one. It's like, all right, we got it.
Yeah.
Especially because they're just dropping these on Netflix like 12 at a time or whatever. Okay, next one. All right, come on.
I feel so bad for the whole IP, really, and everybody involved, because it's such a it's too consistent for it to be a choice that every actor is making. Like, somebody would have to be in touch enough to know that there are adult themes going on in the show, and it's not just for little kids. There's a lot of talking about anxiety, a lot of talking about your place in the world, if you're living the life you want to live, stuff like that.
Because this is the mainline anime right now, and there exist products that are really, really good. All of those Poketoons were incredible. Concierge was great. I don't see why we need to limit ourselves to the mainline anime being just slop for children. I mean, I guess somebody could argue that for the Japanese as well, but I don't know. I get a little bit more out of it. I do wonder though, when I thought, oh, okay, that ending little song when Orla's on the ship talking to Liko, I do wonder if I felt it was better just because I was watching on a TV and not on a computer, like how I have to watch the Japanese one.
Yeah.
Not that anything to do with it.
Did they have Frito Seminar of the Week? Or
They
did
did not.
Netflix? Oh, okay. I thought Netflix just skipped over it real fast.
No, they cut that out completely, which is not unprecedented. Back when we were watching the older episodes, the Japanese version always had a little Professor Oak Seminar of the Week that English never got. I guess they're just trying to save time for more commercials, but it's a shame because some of those are very entertaining. They don't even have lyrics in the in-credit song. And the opening credits, again,
don't
terrible.
Get me started on this.
Terrible.
That's real rough. They let you know this is for little kids right away.
Why? Why can't we just have a good song? Why is that a problem? How much would it cost to just play the Japanese version?
I really wonder. There must be some bad blood somewhere. Like, there has to be a reason for this.
Is it Netflix? Is that the problem? Is it that we could be getting this, but Netflix doesn't want to pay how much it would cost?
I wonder if
because the Pokemon Company International must want good product to exist. I mean, I guess you could say there's just a bunch of Japanese people who don't understand that it's bad.
The numbers can't be indicating that people have Netflix subscriptions to watch Pokemon.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of people watch bad little cartoons.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm putting my foot down. Because there's plenty of good children's entertainment. Do you know how beloved Bluey is? How well-written of a show Bluey is? That show is for babies, and yet anybody can love it. It's adorable, it's cute, it's fantastic. If Bluey can do it, Pokemon can do it. So, I've had it. I've had enough. I've had it up to here.
The problem is they marketed this show for just old enough to where you're not only watching shows with your parents.
Oh, my God.
Because Bluey is like for babies. Like, you want to see a 9-year-old watching Bluey.
Yes, you would. You see adults watching Bluey.
Huh.
It's marketed for kids, but it's great for... I mean, I feel a little weird watching it by myself, but it's fantastic. It really is.
I think that's the thing that was really giving me a weird vibe was when I was watching this on the TV, eating my breakfast taco. I was sitting there thinking, thank God nobody can see this happening. I'm so happy nobody knows I'm watching this show right now.
For Pokemon?
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't feel that way.
You really shouldn't. With Japanese, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Pokemon is for everybody. It's not just for the kids. Please, God, we've grown up with it. That's the worst, though, that there are people older than us who will never give Pokemon a chance because they saw it as for little kids when it came out, and so they can't get past that. Guys, it's the biggest entertainment property in the world. We can do this. We can pull it off. You can make a mainline anime. You can release it every week that works for children, which I understand you want, but is also high quality and everybody can enjoy. Come on, please. Please.
You did it with Concierge. Concierge was stellar. It was so fun. They're making a season 2 of Concierge.
Thank goodness.
English dub was great.
Better than Japanese. We've said it before. I'll have to say it again, I imagine. Am I going to watch the Japanese? Oh, yeah. Before we discussed Concierge, I think I did watch it, both English and Japanese.
That tracks.
That tracks. All right, Taylor, I covered my notes. Do you have more notes we can jump off of for our feelings of Japanese versus English in Pokemon Horizons?
Let's see. I pretty much said everything I needed to. Very, very different dynamic than the English version. Just incredibly different dynamic overall. I can't believe how artificial this show feels. Somebody was like, nope, play the music the whole way through. That'll be good for the kids. Everybody read your storybooks, first take, whatever. That's fine. No one's going to listen. Somebody on the staff is just looking at TikTok algorithm watch time stuff and says, no. You need a cut. You need a new song or else we're going to lose the kid. They're going to go back to Fortnite. They're not going to watch it. Those cell phones are inches away at all times.
Centimeters away.
So what I would tell anybody is if you want to watch Pokemon in 2024, watch it in Japanese. They care so much more. The quality is so much higher.
And that's real easy to say, but you can't just do it. You got to find some goofy, shady site or something, and it's the pits. It's
just
no good.
You watch the show and learn if there are local singles near you.
Yeah, might as well. Oh, God. Come on, Pokemon. I just feel so bad that there are people watching this.
I do, too.
I'm communicating with that when we discuss Horizons, they're talking about this. And I'm talking about a fun little Japanese show that everybody loves.
I can't imagine. This is a very good experience to have because we're watching the correct version.
You've watched early English Pokemon. The early English Pokemon that we watched on Kids WB, a million times better than this, right?
Very good, yeah. Jesse and James, come on.
We're always laughing.
R.I.P.
Meowth, great. Misty, Brock, Ash, all laughing, all having a great time.
Every single character so good. I mean, dubs in the mid-90s were outrageously good.
And I don't think that's just nostalgia. I think you could go back and watch those.
Yeah. You can watch Rurouni Kenshin had a very good dub. The Gundams that came out in that time had a very good dub. You had, some of the line readings were weird, and you could tell, this isn't somebody with acting experience. But the dubs were very passionate. The characters sounded very different from one another.
Sometimes it's hard to judge things from things we watched in childhood. I remember going back and discovering Dragon Ball completely holds up, still fantastic.
Yeah,
Power Rangers didn't hold up at all. I know some people like English Power Rangers still, but I got nothing out of trying to rewatch English Power Rangers. So I went to Super Sentai and went, oh my God, the Japanese Power Rangers is very entertaining and fun. And English is horrific. I'm talking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the show we all watched and loved, not good to watch.
I used to like watching when the kids would hold up their little
Power Morphs.
Their little Morphotrons, whatever they were.
Morphotrons.
What were those things called? I know they've had different ones every season.
They're morphers, but I think I miss Power Morphicon. I almost always go.
They would hold them up, and some of the actors would blink so many times. The amount of time that it took to say Saber-Tooth Tiger, there'd be 800 blinks.
Oh no!
I think Billy was the one that blinked the most. I can't remember though.
Oh my God! Power Morphicon just ended a couple days ago, and I missed it.
Oh.
But I don't think Rocco Bodhi of Mega 64. I don't think he was doing a panel there because he always Power Morphicon is an every other year convention in Pasadena.
Oh,
Rocco always goes in character as it's making fun of a very specific YouTuber named Linkara or something. Mm-hmm. But his whole bit is that he reviews a fake version of Power Rangers, and every video is just him yelling at his audience saying, "Stop asking me when the next episode is coming." The whole thing in character. It's always so much fun. But I didn't see him mentioning anything about it, so if he didn't do it this year, then I don't mind. Because, God, those were always so funny. So funny.
Perfect audience for it, too.
The big Power Rangers fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have promoted it if he had one. I mean, maybe there's a chance that finally the management there were saying, why do we keep inviting this guy to a Power Rangers convention to do panels? He's not doing anything related to Power Rangers. He's just doing a skit, playing a character, a fake panel.
How many years has he done it? 10?
Yeah, I went to every year he did it. So it was like 22, 20, or I guess they wouldn't have had one in 20, but 18, 16, 14. I went to all of them.
Oh, wow. He skipped his 10th anniversary.
I mean, I imagine he has to get invited. Anyway, that's probably enough Power Rangers, Rocco Bodhi talk. Taylor, what should we discuss before moving into the wrap up? Because I think we covered our topic thoroughly.
I'm curious, what are either Japanese games or overall media, movies, anime that you would specifically watch in English now after consuming both of them?
So it has to be something I've watched both of?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny. Final Fantasy 16, I had full intentions. My intention was to play it in Japanese. But then the creators of the game said, guys, please play it in English. It's all European. Please just play it in English, even if you don't speak English. And I said, all right, I'll watch it in English or play it in English. And it
such good voice acting.
It was a good decision. I cannot play Final Fantasy 7 in English. That is a Japanese game through and through. And yeah, that one's gonna stay in Japanese.
I mean, they do their best with the dub, but you can only have somebody go so many times in English.
大丈夫? Say no. You hear that so much in Japanese. Was 15 you could choose the dub, right? English or Japanese or no?
Yeah. And 15 actually had a good dub. Like the guy who did Noctis was, of course, he was the main character, so he had the most chance to shine, but he really knocked it out of the park.
I probably was playing that in Japanese, and I imagine I'll keep it Japanese because that seems like a pretty Japanese, those goofy anime hair nonsense.
Yeah, It makes sense. I normally go back and forth in Final Fantasy games.
13, when it came out, we definitely did not have the option, correct? We had to play in English?
Yeah.
Okay. So when they remake that, they'll probably add the Japanese dub, and I can play that in Japanese.
I hope they remake that soon because those are such underrated games.
Yeah, 13, it's not as on the table 100% happening like 9 is because we have so many leaks about 9. But 13, recently, somebody higher up was saying, oh, do you guys want a remake or do you want just a reboot? Because somebody said we just need a new port of 13 to current consoles. And I think his reply was, oh, you only want a port? You don't want a full remake?
Oh.
So, could be coming.
I'm all for it. I'm really hoping because even though I'm enjoying myself with every game that I'm playing, I just somehow don't stick with it. And I'm hoping that 9, whenever that comes out, that's just going to be my Like a Dragon moment.
Did you beat Like a Dragon?
Yeah, so I was totally off of games for a while, and I was thinking, man, I just don't enjoy games anymore. Played Yakuza Like a Dragon, and played every minute of it, loved it, did all the side missions and everything, and that totally got me back into gaming.
Very sick.
Lies of P was another one. I'm going to play Black Myth Wukong.
I think that's getting good reviews. You like Souls games, so you're going to love this.
So the problem is it's less like a Souls game and more like a, maybe not Devil May Cry, but it has more just kind of generic third-person action systems in it, like a God of War.
Everything I've heard is it's a Soul game, but it's easier.
It's like marketed as a Souls game, but I think it's pretty different structurally.
Kind of boss rushy kind of game, I'm hearing.
The Monkey King story is also incredibly cool.
That's Journey to the West. That's Goku. That's Dragon Ball. Everybody loves it. Taylor's out here supporting the Chinese gaming initiative, buying all the big Chinese games.
Well, if they can, and South Korean with Lies of P.
Oh, yeah.
DLC's coming for that any day now. I'm so excited for that darn game.
Are you excited? Because I got upset at myself the other day just picturing myself spending the money on Elden Ring DLC and playing it once and never touching it again.
Hey, I got well, I don't want to say I got my money's worth, but I played that for more than 3 hours.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. I just wanted to play more Lies of P.
Hey, we played the DLC for my boy and yours, Everything But Nothing Is For You. Everybody's favorite video game. Nobody saves the world. When
you add a social element and it's a cooperative social element to a game, it makes it so much better.
Oh yeah. Should we play Diablo 4 or no?
I feel like yes.
If it's on sale,
yeah,
on PlayStation,
that's coming for free at some point. It has to.
Well, Blizzard is owned by Microsoft, so kind of unlikely it would come to PS Plus.
100% going to come for free. Definitely.
I wouldn't worry about that. All right, guys. Taylor, are you ready to wrap up?
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Come on now. Next week there'll be a geese. Probably not a Taylor. I think he'll be in Turkey, but
I'll be in either Turkey, Amsterdam, or Serbia. One of those countries.
What? Okay. One of those countries Taylor will be, but you'll get a geese, and we're going to discuss Liko. We're going to discuss Grusha. It'll be a great time. But until then, thank you all for listening. You can go and look us up, Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Oh, excuse me, YouTube. Please.
YouTube.
Guys, please, can you, on YouTube, just leave a little bit of leave a nice little comment, because then when you do that, YouTube says, oh, look, everybody's loving this video. Let me just show it to more people. And then more people go, oh, I love to hear about how much better Japanese is than English.
To be honest with you, maybe we should put this at the beginning, but I would love to hear how many people are actually watching this in English.
Yeah. If you watch in English, please let us know.
What keeps you going?
Yeah. Thank you. They just like looking at the cute little Pokemon. They watch it muted. They just read the subtitles. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him, twitch.tv/KeithSquared. Shouts out Professor Ticklebits for the website, and Taylor,
the boilerplate.
And thank you to all our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com. Also, there should be a link on the actual podcast feeds. Like, for instance, if you are on an iPhone and you're in your little podcast app, I know if you scroll down, Spotify's probably the same. It says, support here.
Support.
Also, please, golly, go to your Gmail account. It doesn't have to be a Gmail account. It could be any email account. But go ahead and on the part of the email where it says sender, who do you want to send this email to? I need you to type in looklistencast@gmail.com. Subject line, whatever you'd like, and then in the body of the email, go ahead and send us a question so we can answer it, because we're really trying to fill up an hour, but I don't think we're going to make it, guys, because we didn't cover a full episode, and that's too bad. We got no geese.
No peeps.
So I guess this means goodbye. You'll see geese next week, don't worry.
It does mean goodbye. Nice little bite-sized guiding episode.
Guidance. Okay, all right. Bye. Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company